Welcome to the Trojan Windup. I'm your host, AJ Lawrence, and I'm going to give you the rundown on an incredible Week 4 for Trojan baseball. The Trojans came into the week 12-0, and they ranked 25th in the nation. But 4 games against 4 ranked opponents would give USC squad its first big test of the season. Were they ready? On Tuesday, USC traveled a couple hours north to face the number 24 UC Santa Barbara Gauchos. The Trojans jumped out to an early 1-0 lead against UCSB lefty Dominic Mizzou, when Bobby Stahl hit a leadoff triple and scored on a sac fly by Jeremy Martinez in the first. The Trojans started a lefty of their own, Tyler Gilbert, a transfer from Santa Barbara City College, and he seemed to feel pretty good in his homecoming, striking out 8 through the first 3 innings. But Mizzou settled down, retiring 9 straight after the hit by Stahl. There was a pitcher's duel developing. The Gauchos got on the board in the 4th with a pair of hits and a sac fly of their own to score first baseman Bobby Nesevic. But Garrett Stubbs caught Luke Swenson stealing, and the inning ended with the score tied at 1. USC retook the lead in the 6th on a 2-out double by Stahl and an RBI single by Stubbs. Gilbert retired the Gauchos in order in the bottom of the inning, finishing with 10 Ks in 6 strong innings. But UCSB would answer in the 7th as Alex Chavarria came in to pitch for the Trojans. He gave up a leadoff single to Nesevic, followed by an error on a sacrifice bunt, putting runners at first and second with nobody out. Chavarria struck out the next 2 batters, but a single by pinch hitter Billy Frederick brought home the tying run. The score stayed tied into the 9th with an eerie case of deja vu struck the Trojans. Nesevic once again led off with a single, and USC committed another error on a sac bunt, putting the winning run at second with nobody out. After another sacrifice and an intentional walk, pitcher Mark Huberman got a huge strikeout for the 2nd out of the inning, and it looked like the Trojans might escape as they brought in closer Kyle Davis. But UCSB got another big 2-out hit and won in walk-off fashion 3-2, giving Troy its first loss of the year. Things were about to get tougher for the Trojans as the annual Dodger Stadium Classic would put them up against 3 teams ranked in the top 10 nationally. First up on Friday night were the number 7 TCU Horned Frogs. Brent Wheatley was on the mound for the Trojans, and he kept the Horned Frogs off the board through 4 innings, with a little help from Garrett Stubbs. USC put up a run in the bottom of the 4th on a 1-out double by Flores and an RBI single by Lacey, but TCU came right back with a run of their own in the 5th to tie the game at 1. In the Trojans' half of the 6th, though, the offense came to life. After singles by Martinez and Robinson to start the inning, Flores sacrificed the runners to 2nd and 3rd. Lacey struck out, but with 2 down, designated hitter David Oppenheim stepped to the plate. That put USC ahead 3-1, but the Trojans weren't done yet. Up came A.J. Ramirez.
Now 1-0 count to Ramirez, who's 250 on the year. Swings and skies one to left. This ball's got some legs. Ramirez gives it a ride. She is gone. A.J. Ramirez deep into the night. And the Trojans with 2 outs deliver. Ramirez with his 2nd home run of the year. Oppenheim comes in to score. Ramirez just behind him. Are you kidding me? 4-1 USC. Make it 5 as Ramirez comes on in.
That Titanic blast made the score 5-1 at the end of the 6th. TCU got a run in the top of the 7th, but the Trojans answered with a run of their own in the bottom half of the inning. And going into the 9th, USC was holding a comfortable 4-run lead with their closer Kyle Davis on the mound, or at least it seemed comfortable. TCU showed why they're one of the top teams in the country, putting together 3 hits and a walk, and taking advantage of 2 Trojan errors to score 4 runs, tying the game at 6. The Trojans had a chance to win it in the bottom of the 9th after Stahl led off with a double, but he was stranded at 2nd, and the game headed into extra innings. Davis retired 9 of the next 11 Horned Frog batters as the score remained tied into the bottom of the 12th. With 1 out, Robinson reached on a sharp single to the left and stole 2nd, getting into scoring position for freshman Angelo Armetta.
Delivers to the plate, the freshman up the middle, off the glove at 2nd. He's going to reach safely. Robinson holds at 3rd.
That infield single put the winning run just 90 feet away for Lacey, who brought the game to a crashing finish.
Blake Lacey with 9 RBIs in the year, trying to make it 10 as Robinson leads off from 3rd. He stole 2nd base after reaching with a single. Armenta followed behind him with a soft base hit up the middle, and now Lacey can win it here in the 12th. Defense playing double play depth up the middle. Lacey squares for the push bunt. That's in play. The throw to the plate not in time. Robinson comes in to score with a collision at the plate, and USC wins in walk-off fashion. Blake Lacey with the push bunt, and the Trojans somehow pull out this victory by a final of 7-6.
The Trojans had a walk-off 7-6 win and made their first big statement of what was to be an epic weekend. There was no time to relax, though, as Saturday afternoon brought #1 Vanderbilt to Dado Field. The defending champions had shut out UCLA the night before and sent sophomore John Chilikowski to the mound to face off against Kyle Toomey. In the first, shortstop Dansby Swanson got a 2-out single, then stole second and third before scoring on a hit by Xander Wheel. But the Trojans got that run back in the bottom of the first on a leadoff double by Stahl and a sac fly by Martinez. In the third, Ramirez doubled and Southall reached on an error, putting runners at the corners. Stahl hit a sacrifice fly to left to bring home 1 run. And after Southall advanced to third on an error and a wild pitch, a squeeze play by Stubbs made the score 3-1. Vanderbilt got a run back in the top of the 4th, but the Trojans answered right back in the bottom of the inning when Dante Flores stepped to the plate.
Out in the field. Flores gives a drive in this one. This has a chance. It's going back to right, and it's gone. Dante Flores delivers a home run to right field. It's a solo shot, and what do you know? The seams made a difference on that one. A long bomb off the Mike Gillespie scoreboard, and the Trojans take a 4-2 lead. For Dante Flores, his second home run of the season, second here at Dado as well. And for the Trojan senior, gets that bat swinging, a nice line drive to right field that was long gone right off the bat.
The high-powered Commodore offense kept the pressure on in the 5th, though, as 4 2-out hits pushed across 2 more runs and tied the game at 4. Huberman kept the score even with a scoreless 9th, and the stage was set for another dramatic Trojan victory. Flores led off and worked the count full, but struck out for the first out. Lacey lined out to short for the second out, and USC sent up Alberto Carrillo as a pinch hitter. In just his 8th at-bat as a Trojan, the freshman came through in an epic fashion.
Carrillo waits the 3-1. He swings and skies one towards left. This ball's got some carry. It's still going back. Carrillo to the warning track. Waiting for the ruling. It is gone. Albert Carrillo with the home run, and the Trojans are going to win it in walk-off fashion. Carrillo comes around to the plate and somehow gets it done. It's a high fly ball to left, and the difference maker. The Trojans get the win. There's the home run we're talking about. Carrillo delivers in the 9th. 6-5 the final. The pitch hit at bat in the 9th inning. The freshman delivers, and the Trojans are 14-1 on the season.
Another day, another walk-off win, this time against the top team in the nation by a score of 6-5. Sunday, USC would take a quick drive up Figueroa to square off against number 6 UCLA at Dodger Stadium. Though the crowds at Dado the past 2 days were electric, nothing could compare to the atmosphere at Chavez Ravine, where nearly 15,000 fans gathered to watch the Crosstown rivals. Freshman Mitch Hart got the start for USC against junior Cody Poteet. The Trojan offense put the pressure on right away. Stubbs put down a bunt, and the Bruins managed to force Stahl to the plate, but Stubbs eventually made his way around to third for Robinson.
So many college players' experience. He laces one through the left side, and the Trojans strike first.
Well, he got that fastball up, and it was hit pretty hard.
The Trojans were on the board, 1-0. In the second, USC added on as Ramirez stepped to the plate.
Smoke to left center field. Moore to the track, looking up, and it's gone.
3-1 heater, he challenged him and was not missed. Good solid contact right there.
Third home run of the season for A.J. Ramirez and his second of the weekend.
It was his second home run of the weekend, and it gave the Trojans a 2-0 lead. In the bottom of the third, Hart faced his first challenge of the day as UCLA center fielder Christoph Bono launched a 2-run shot into the right field bleachers. 3 more hits brought in the tying run, and it looked like Hart might get knocked from the game. But he came back to strike out Chris Keck and get Darryl Miller Jr. to ground out to the third to end the inning. USC came right back to retake the lead in the fourth on an RBI single by Southall, then added on more in the fifth as Lacey stepped to the plate with the bases loaded.
12 series with their crosstown rival. Lacey to center field. Stubbs in from third, around third, Martinez. A 2 RBI single.
That brought the score to 6-3. The Bruins got things going again in the sixth, and USC went to the bullpen, calling on Gilbert to get him out of a jam. UCLA plated just 1 run, cutting the Trojans' lead to 2, but it was all they would get on the day. In the eighth, the Trojans added on a couple of insurance runs. Gilbert and the USC defense finished the game off, turning double plays in the eighth and ninth to seal the 8-4 victory and complete a weekend sweep of the Dodger Stadium Classic. And on Friday, the Trojans start Pac-12 play in a weekend series against Washington State. Friday night's game is going to be at 6, Saturday night same time, and you can come out on Sunday at 3 p.m. to catch us. This is AJ Lawrence. Thanks for watching the Trojan Windup, and you can catch us here every week.